Wait, I'll check the extension. Let me just make sure that the D&D Beyond thing is correct. But, hello? Welcome. I'm happy to be here with my fellow adventurers here today. Lots of love to all of you for making it today. I know that, like, the scheduling got a bit, like, wonky, but, I'm glad that we made it work still. I'm really, really happy about that, so I'm excited to be here for this. Also, just to double check before we get into anything, Emma.
Hi.
Our DC session in Australian time is 7 p.m. Tuesday, which will be like morning time Tuesday for you.
Yeah, 10 a.m. for us, it would be 7 p.m. for you.
Perfect. Okay, cool. In that case, we'll get into recap. Who was the person who did it last time? Aylin. In that case, Lily, it's your turn today.
Oh boy. It was a very short session, if I remember correctly.
It was.
We went on our trip up the island to where the bronze had been seen. Found Bronze, had a showdown with Bronze, basically killed Bronze and broke off a piece of his face, and Jade decided to keep it. And we're currently returning back to the tavern, I think.
We did actually return to the tavern.
We returned to the tavern.
Mm-hmm. And
then I don't know.
Very curious letter arrived.
Oh. Something about from Judy's sister?
Yes, from Arya.
Yeah.
Arya's like, where are you? Why are you running? Effectively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so we're here, ready and rearing to go. And we've just ended with Judy having opened and read the letter, and we just cut off there. So, without further ado, to bring you back into the narrative, it is early in the later evening. It's now approaching that sort of 3 p.m., 4 p.m. We've done a little bit of fighting. We're feeling like we're ready to maybe have some dinner. That sort of time in the day. Early dinner, maybe. It's been a hectic day. And Virginia, you're there.
Eat dinner.
Say again.
That's going to be really difficult for me to act because I've just eaten dinner.
I get a
So I need to get something in my
Well, that means
mindset.
like, as soon as we eat dinner in-game, if you choose to, then you'll be in the perfect right mind and stomach for that sort of roleplay.
True.
But with that sort of time frame set and out of the way, the cool breeze blowing by as you're all gathered in the tavern, Virginia, you've just read this letter that's been handed to you. Can something be handed to you by something that doesn't have hands? It's been...
Yeah.
It's been taloned. Do pigeons have... Pigeons are like little, like mini talons, right? It's been... You've received a letter from your sister. And you've read it, and you've pondered it. It's up to you what you decide to do next.
Rudy just moves, just kind of folds it up, puts it in her pocket, and just like, okay.
And is that all she does?
You don't want to share?
I thought that she had, like, shared it with the group, like, opened in front of the group so that everybody could, like, see it.
Would you
May I see
repeat what
that?
it says?
Thomas, will you repeat what it says? Because I don't have that memorized.
Low-key, I don't have exactly what I wrote down, but for the most part, it was just sort of like, Verdrudy, this is your sister. Where are you? I need to see you immediately. Tell me where you are. It was along those lines. That was, I think, a fair summation of what the letter said. I see. Where's your sister now? Says Tamar.
She was in the Kingdom of Crystal, then she left and was Plane of Water, and then... Now I have no fucking clue.
Okay, it's a bit strange.
Don't you? Don't you? Are you sure? This is not Jade, this is Emma.
Oh, Aylin knows some shit.
Well, so if Aylin has no freaking clue, then Emma will tell you what Emma knows.
That it was, it was at the Temple in Capital, right?
Yes.
Maybe?
Just checking.
We did not confirm this.
Oh yeah, sure? we don't know what that was, as far as we know. Oh yeah, there was a strange temple. What about it?
No, Trudy didn't mention that. I was just gonna say.
Oh, was Jade not mentioned?
Yeah. That was all the out of character
Oh,
so
okay,
we
okay,
know.
okay, okay, okay.
Because Jade doesn't know that.
No, that's something that none of you know about because that's something we didn't explore.
Yeah. And
Alright.
Drudy only caught it with like I think it was like a natural 20 perception or some shit.
Only a natural 20, no big deal. Just a casual little itty bitty natural
Yeah.
20.
Just a little crit.
But I think Verdrudy was the only person who heard that singing voice coming from there. We don't know what that was. To be clear, we have no idea. So it's up to speculation, and only Verdrudy heard that noise. But okay, Verdrudy, if you're just scrunching up the letter, putting it in your pocket,
It's not scrunched, it's folded neatly,
neatly, okay.
and pocketed.
okay. Tamar is eyeing you at this point with a sort of look like he thinks that there is some stuff going on that he doesn't know about, and he's curious. But he won't say anything outright, outside of what he's already said. He just does a sort of like double take / glance back to Jade and Core behind him.
I feel like you all have terrible family issues.
Can't understand what that's like.
And at this
I
point,
don't have any current family issues.
there is a noise that you all hear. Roll for me some perception checks. Right about now. If you can do so.
19.
19 is good.
19.
19 is
Hang on.
good.
Wait. No, it's 27.
Oh my god, that's so perceptive.
Yeah.
Y'all, our modifiers went up, thank fuck.
Ooh.
Oh wait,
20.
check mine. Hold on. Mine might have changed.
Yeah, you all did level at the end of the session.
Yeah. We have proficiency modifier gone up, I think. Because-
I don't think I have proficiency, but I will still check.
But just make sure that you're all up to date. Aelin, or I should say, Vidridi, how are you perceiving today?
It was a 26.
Just a... Everybody is keeping their eyes and ears open as far as they can go. And you hear, as a result of just being perceptive and aware of your surroundings, you hear a... It's up to you to decide if you'd like to look around. This noise kind of comes from behind you. And not from
How
like...
close?
Maybe 15 feet away. It's a sort of...
Oh, I turn around.
Turn around to look at the noise.
Yes, 27
That's-
perception. What do
Okay.
I see?
So, for all of you looking around, you see a rocketing, pigeon-shaped projectile, scarlet red, flying away from the island now. After having delivered the message,
Does it look like it has something in its beak?
yes,
I'm killing that pigeon.
you are attempting to kill the pigeon. Okay.
I would
Um,
start the pigeon. No, I'm not going to kill it. I just want to catch the letter. I want to.
It doesn't have a letter. Usually, if it has anything in its mouth, which it does. But
Oh,
if
I want to catch. I want to knock what's in its mouth. out.
with what?
my dart. I have darts.
Okay, cool. How fast can you throw those darts?
I am a monk with a +10 dexterity save.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to roll for it?
It's going to be incredibly hard, but you know what?
Dexterity saving throw?
Hold on. You can roll for me. So you're trying to hit something that's going at the speed of sound almost. You can roll for me with disadvantage. And I'll let you know how it goes. But I am
Yeah.
warning, it's going to be quite difficult to hit.
It's the same both times.
Ooh.
Simultaneously, could I have tried something?
You can run anything by me that you like.
Considering it was 15 feet away,
Mhm.
can I, because I am a spell sniper, can I try and mage hand what's out of its mouth?
You can try. I'll get you also to roll for me a dexterity saving throw. If you're using mage hand, you got the dexterity ring, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, it would be at disadvantage as well. But I think you're allowed to use the ring.
I think I can just choose to succeed, can't I?
I think so.
Choose the ring.
It is 3 charges per day.
Okay, I will use the ring charge. I choose to succeed.
You get it. I rolled
Okay.
15 both times.
Okay. 15 is respectable, but for a target like this, it's like trying to snatch a feather out of the cap of somebody traveling on a moving train while you're still on the platform, to kind of put it lightly. So it's going to be a bit hard, and while you do manage to make your dart throw look quite nice and monk-like and flies through the air with precision, it just grazes the pigeon, and you see a few feathers kind of fly off. And it makes its way into the sky. But, Core, you do manage to snatch a little bit.
Cool.
Not completely. You managed to snatch a little bit of what was in its beak, it looks like. And you bring it back with your mage hand, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Because it would have been within range, so you could have just spawned the mage hand there. And with your dexterity ring to just go... You snatch a little bit of what looks like to be... Well, you inspect it for a second. And you look it over. And it looks like you've picked up an assortment of things, effectively. You've picked up some grass, some flowers, a dandelion, and you kind of look around as you do this, carrying on that perception that you've had. Your roll from before, you're staying perceptive. You're keeping your eyes peeled. And you notice that this is just stuff that's kind of around and about kind of the ground here. It's almost like a miniature, well, to put it lightly, it's like a representation kind of where you're at. Foliage-wise, at the very least.
Terrarium biodome.
We did not give permission to be pinged, so that pigeon's not taking this back. Rude, frankly.
That's what you managed to catch. You do pull you pretty much pull all of it out of as far as you can tell, out of the pigeon's beak. You snatched this sample that it was, let me bring back. But anyway, the pigeon takes off into the sky, to the moon. It leaves.
With that.
And you're left...
That is a noisy pigeon.
I think it's, entering the stratosphere.
We're all noisy pigeons in a way.
That was a bit rude.
But...
I mean every word I say.
Chaotic loud pigeon, out of the way. The world is now your oyster. It is around the time of dinner, and you're all sat here at this burnt-out tavern. You're accompanied by all of your NPCs that you've brought on this journey with you, and the ones you've met as well, up to this point for Hell Atoll, which is, for the most part, since you've returned, completely unexplored. Outside of what you've seen the first time you were here, which was a while ago now. In-game time, it's been a little while. It's been a hot minute. But the world is yours. Whatever you want to do. It's up to you at this point. Tamar looks at you at this point.
We go and we whack 'em.
That's one option. Anyone else?
I'm guessing it's the Zephy's character that we're going to be whacking now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Jamal,
Say again.
are you putting on an accent, Jamal?
No.
Why?
I just feel more piratey than usual for some reason.
I spent some time on the scene. I thought you got.
I bought a prop hook and it's just been going to my head. I can't help it. No. Why do you ask?
George Shamrock sounds like a pirate.
Yar.
He goes Yarg and Arg.
It be me,
Yarg.
Tamar. Oh, it's a good pirate name. It ends in an R.
Tamar.
Oh no. What have I done?
Arr.
But no, he looks back at the two of you, and then back to you, Vidridi, and to the other NPCs as well. To Ilaria, who's there with you. To Cloud. To the bird boyos. So, I'm confused. I know we're going to be whacking somebody. But where exactly is it that we're heading from here?
For Hannah at all?
Well, there was that weird sphere under where we were dropped in the ocean. I assume there's something there.
Oh, the protective magic or something that you said? I forget if you mentioned what that was.
The Sharia.
How do you suggest we attempt to... What are you suggesting we do? Swim?
Well, I could dispel it. Potentially.
And I could whack it.
You cannot whack a magical sphere, Jane.
Why not?
Yes. Why not?
Because it's magic.
I'm magic.
We don't know until we try.
Cool, alright, you guys can whack it, and I'll just sit back and watch in case I don't need to waste a spell slot.
I understand.
Dispelling it does sound like a better option.
It might dispel it, Drudy, but I think we should let them whack it first.
I will whack it once it's been dispelled. And then
It won't be there to whack anymore, Jane.
I'll whack once inside it. Cool. That's what I'm made for.
I'm down to whack something.
Well, you know you are.
Oh. Am I that
You
predictable?
mentioned it before.
Oh, okay, that's
Yes.
yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You have 2 skills: whacking and baking.
Well, I'm glad that you consider them skills. Thanks, Cor. That means a lot.
What did you say?
And
Nothing else.
at that,
Yeah.
Tamar seems to kind of, he puffs out his chest a little bit. Like, he's a bit proud, you know, that he's been acknowledged. He has 2 skills. He feels pretty good about that, you know? He's gonna take what he can get. A couple of breadcrumbs here and there.
Jade decides that enough is enough and he needs to do some more exercise, so he starts doing some push-up handstands.
Okay. Okay. You did some push-ups, some exercises. Core, your wings are feeling pretty good. You've noticed up until this point that as far as you've been using them, and haven't been using them, all that sort of stuff, it seems that the pain and the throbbing of using your wings has mostly, if not completely, dissipated. And it seems like you have a little bit of flying in you, and I've got a little bit of extra info that you can add to your character sheet if you'd like. But from now on, Core will have a flying speed, as well as his regular walking speed, so he will be boofed, just a little bit buffed. You can add, while you have your regular walking speed, you can also add a total of a flying speed of 60 feet, which you can now utilize
Yay!
as you wish.
Thank you.
No worries, you're welcome. So you use those wings as you like, but you can now use them to fly that much, I guess, per turn. And for the most part, you'll be able to fly reasonable distances. You won't be able to cross entire oceans and continents with those wings of yours, but you will be able to use them just as any flying creature in D&D would be able to, in battle and all that good stuff.
Cool. I'm gonna go for a fly.
Alright, you go for a fly and you test them out.
Jaden's on his flying lesson.
You want to eat me in the air?
Yes, please.
Okay, do it.
I throw him off a cliff.
Okay, alright, wait, Jade, I've got an important question. Are you walking back up to the cliff faces? Because right now you're kind of at like a beach sort of level, but you've got to scale a bit of a mountainy region.
I throw him off a large boulder on the beach.
Okay, you find a large boulder. You sit atop Tamar's back. You throw Core into the air. Core?
Wee.
Well, actually, Jade, how do you shot put this boy into the sky? And Core, how are you going to be catapulting yourself? What are you going to be doing?
So I instruct Tamar to stand very still, and I jump up onto his head, just tiptoes.
Ooh.
Very, very delicately balanced. Like those stone pillars. And then
Okay.
Core scrambles, climbs like eagerly up, the 2 of us. And then
I don't know if he'll scramble. He'd want to be lifted.
Core is hoisted from the ground and passed to Jade. And Jade is going to do a single spin and yeet.
Tamar's hair twists.
Like
Oh!
a pancake.
As you do your spin on your heels, you manage to pull out just a few hairs from Tamar's head, and Core, you are thrown.
No.
I know, it's a large portion. Pulling out what little he has. And Core, you go flying. Tamar's hair is in your wake as you're launched into the sky. Are you doing any flips, somersaults? How are you looking? How are you taking off?
Can I let them think that I'm gonna fall, and at the last moment I want to fly?
Jade doesn't believe it for a second.
You can try it. You know what? You can roll for me. If you're trying to deceive, you can roll a deception check to see if you can beat Jade's insight.
Oh no, Jade, this is a character choice. Jade doesn't believe it.
Can I
Oh,
spin it
yeah.
as a performance?
Yeah.
You can, if you'd like to. You'd be able to. I think Tamara would be pretty fooled.
I'm performing my fall.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Hold on. Plus 7. 13.
13?
No, 12.
12?
12.
Okay. You attempt. Now, this
oh no, falling. So tragic.
Tamar looks at you falling, and then he looks to the others. Is this like a new flying technique? I'm kind of confused. And he doesn't quite get the message. Jade, how do you react? Unfazed, completely stoic.
I'm waiting to see the cold fly.
I might die from this height. How sad.
Is Virginia
Pretty
reacting?
No.
Not at all. Absolutely nobody is buying it. Core.
Core
Core is just performing for his own sake, and I love it.
Yeah.
But there comes a
Where
point.
is my audience? Where is the charisma? I need the applause.
You reach the apex of your flight, and you start falling down. And you act as though, oh no, it's over for me. The life I have lived, the woes I will die with. You fall, and you start falling further and further. And the ocean seems to be rapidly approaching you. Core, how do you pull yourself out of this faux fall?
I'm like this, and then I'll spread my wings and just glide across the ocean back.
That looks cool. There's like the ocean here. It's like and you're going like. It's cool.
Like a flying fish.
I can imagine it.
There's a TikTok of
A Ghibli animated ocean. You just flying right over the top, and you feel the salty, fresh air kind of emanating from the ocean right beneath you as you take a deep breath in and just fly. And you're one with the air around you. Core,
This is nice.
you are a natural flyer. You've taken to it quite fast, and you feel like you've gotten the hang of it. You can fly pretty fast, and the Arakocra boys seem to be impressed, at least from the shore, with your performance. And you fly around.
I do the TikTok straight boy face at them.
Nice. Well, time passes, and you all have fun. Is there anything any of you would like to get done before the evening approaches? Because you've got a few hours at this point. There isn't a whole lot going on. It seems like you're in a relatively safe place. There are certain things set up. It looks like that while the tavern has been at least partially burnt down, it does provide at least some sort of shelter. Cloud is there by the shore. He seems to have set up a fireplace in the meantime while everything has been going on. And he's getting ready to cook some food, some grub for the evening before bedtime befalls us all. But you've got some time. Befalls. It's dramatic. I like that word. Befalls. I don't know if it's a real word, but I think it might be. I'm gonna
It is
act.
one.
Oh, sweet. Okay. With all that in mind, is there anything you'd like to get done in this evening before kind of bedtime rolls around? Because if there isn't, then for the most part, the evening will pass peacefully. Is there anything you'd like to do? Any of you?
I pretend not to understand the local language in order to avoid interactions I'd rather not have.
With us?
No, but with any other NPC. Today Jade is
Okay.
He's very contemplative. He understands every language ever, but today, no.
Can I insight check Jade?
Sure. Be up to Jade to kind of describe.
11.
11.
No, 12. 12.
I mean, I don't think it's a stretch.
No, 13.
Wait. 14.
Wait, are you
Wait,
sure
wait,
it's not 20? 20? No. 20! No.
It's
I have some idea.
You give an idea. You have an inclination.
All right, Corey, you have an inkling as to how Jade is feeling.
I sidle over to Tamar.
I think I just had a heart attack. I didn't hear you sidle over. Corey, you're so light and agile with those wings of yours now.
Right. When someone is upset, how do you alleviate their stress?
Oh, I'm an expert. I'm upset all the time. The
I know.
best way to alleviate it is to comfort them.
I said seduce him.
Juice is not necessarily what I was thinking of, but
Are
comfort.
you sure?
Yes, I'm not 100% sure, obviously, but comfort however you see fit, I think, is best. Your brand of that, I would say, Core. Core,
Alcohol.
go with your gut.
Alcohol with fairy floss.
Look, go for it. If you think that's the right, attack, I believe in you. I think you know what it takes. Who's that?
I'll leave you to figure that one out. He goes over to Jade. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm sorry I didn't catch that.
I don't want to know what I'm speaking so you can avoid all conversation.
Sorry, La.
Sorry, La.
What do I do?
Jade's broken.
Jade has turned into a sim.
Narcy Banooptal.
I will break.
Tamar is deep in contemplation as you guys have your interaction.
I don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
How can I help this situation?
I would like to climb into that driftwood log and float out to sea for approximately 15 minutes. And then I would like to come back and act as though nothing's.
That sounds like a terrible, no good, no fun idea.
Wouldn't it be fun to pretend you're in a little boat? Like a little tank of no senses, drifting through the ocean. Doing nothing. With the salt on your skin.
Drady, Jade needs medical attention.
Is there any chance that she could have been listening in?
There's definitely a chance.
It's more than chance, it's a possibility.
Likely, even.
Okay.
Would you have been?
No, she probably doesn't listen in on their private conversations.
Jade's very obvious, though. I feel like you probably would notice he's been, like, more statuesque than usual, just kind of like...
Jade's been replaced.
So what is the... She'll walk over. What is the issue?
He wants to become driftwood.
Yes. Skip me across the oceans like a stone. I am a stone. I'm alone.
You literally have two lovers. Drady, I don't understand. What is happening?
Shari-la.
Tamar rushes over. I heard you were in medical danger. What can I do? What do I need? What do you need? I have bandages. I have rope. I have an axe. Do you need to amputate? I can amputate. He pulls out the axe. He draws his weapon. Which limb?
You're not sure.
I'm very tempted to break your axe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Axes are not for medical attention.
Oh. What should I be using instead?
Emotional state.
Yeah, that's what we've been asking you to do.
You should not use any sort of sharp implements. I'm not sure you should have a knife at all.
I think that you maybe
Just in general, he's just too dangerous.
hold weapons.
Maybe you're right. I'll put it away.
Be that
Ow.
as it may, this is not about Tamar and his incompetency with sharp objects. This is about Jade wanting to be driftwood.
Jade, why do you want to be wood? Of the drift
I'm sorry.
variety.
Yeah, wood gets soggy and leaves splinters. No one wants that.
I quite like wood. But I wouldn't want
I'm
you to
the only-
become wood.
There are places you do not want wood.
What about on your
I mean,
trees? In the fields? Or in your floorboards?
Core looks between Tamar and Jade, and his face is just like, why?
My point
It
is,
shows- You really did.
Jade, I want you to know
Yes.
something.
What's that?
If you became driftwood and floated
Yes.
away,
Yes,
I would cry every night.
I know.
Haha!
Hey,
You
don't
cry
laugh at
every
me.
night now, but I understand what you're trying to say. I think you would cry in a more sentimental fashion than you do now, because you would be mourning the loss of someone to the sea, much like I am.
Not someone. You. You're not just someone to me.
Bleh.
Core vomits.
Core vomits.
He frowns. Okay.
He pats you
Wonderful.
back. He reaches out his hand.
It vaguely work. You just knock him deeper into the sand. I look over at Cole. I will stop pretending that I do not speak your language, though I'm sure I was very convincing.
Yeah, it was real rude. Sorry, you're emotionally compromised. I forgive you.
This is such a weird. This is such weird. This is like alternative group therapy.
Jay just says, I need to adjust to the fact that the fate of Bronze, whether he stays in stasis or returns to life, is entirely within my hands. And I no longer have the father figure who raised me. And it was very sudden and unexpected, even though we caused it to happen.
You did break his face.
But it happened today. So it wasn't expecting to happen today.
I'm reminded of that Eric Andre meme. The oh no, what has gone wrong?
Who has done this?
How could this happen? I am left without a father figure.
Yeah. By my own hand.
Whoopsie.
I mean,
Whoopsie. Jade stands up. Anyway, this is fine.
technically,
I'm done.
I would say that you probably lost your father figure much before this. Today
But
is
now
just a
he's
physical.
Now he's gone.
Closure.
I feel like I've opened a wound rather than closed one.
Closed an old one, opened a new one.
I felt water part in it. I would like one kiss for each of you.
Tamara gets on the opposite side to where Core is. So that you're like sandwiched like this in between.
Tamar.
Tamara does the same. He does his little smooch.
Yeah, you better not.
Do you say that to Tamar?
No, he doesn't.
Jade nods and says, "Thank you, friends." And Druti, he gives Druti a hug. Your medicine, which was words.
She does that like awkward back pat thing.
Straight boy face. Druti all looks at you with a straight boy face, like.
These facial expressions are too much.
She actually doesn't make any expressions. She just hugs him. I make expressions. Dreedy is expressionless. She's always stoic.
You don't like my face?
Stop!
I'm so confused.
I'm gonna die. Core Tamara looks at you.
No one's
Jade
like
looks
that.
exactly like this.
Is it not working, Jade?
No.
Is it not?
It's not working.
What part of
Can
my
I
lower
roll
lip am I meant to bite?
I'm immune to seduction.
I'm gonna roll a
I'm asexual.
That's funny!
Wait, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. I'm immune to seduction. I'm immune,
Did it work?
I suppose.
Who knew that biting one's lip goes so far? Tamar takes notes. Pull out his notepad. And with that, I think the evening passes without much incident.
Cold.
If there's nothing else that you'd like to do. Throughout the evening, it's up to you to take now what will be a short rest before dinner. Some grub, if you'd like some, is served and offered by Cloud.
Thank you, Cloud.
No worries.
Oscar and Oliver are open.
They're flying around, just keeping an eye on us throughout the night. They were sleeping a lot during the day, but they've turned into quite the night owls, it seems.
Very, very funny.
I thought they were chickens.
They are some sort of feathered creature. Gosh be darned if I know what the heck they are.
Dinosaurs?
They might be. Or
There
descendants.
you go.
Who knows? They are a mystery, an enigma, even to me.
Salt. Dinosaurs and salt.
He nods, and he agrees
I
with
read
you.
about.
But regardless, eat your grub. Rodricia, I've got a bowl here for you as well. Please take it. And he hands you a goulash of sorts. that he spent God knows how long preparing already. It's been like 2 hours. Jay, do you
Do
recall?
we have a plan?
Does anyone remember this?
I remember. Karul pops out of the goulash. Whoa! He's just covered in
No!
dripping. It
No, he
is
doesn't.
I am Karul, and I have made it into another campaign. But no, that doesn't happen. The goulash is safe. You can inspect it if you like, but it seems safe. Vedrudi, he hands a bowl to you as well.
Thank you.
Guys, I hate to interrupt this lovely. Cole looks at the food.
Cool.
Lovely dinner. But do we have a plan? Anything?
Well, that was what I was gonna get to at some point. What is our plan?
Okay.
Because I know we're defeating, or attempting to defeat, the big bad. We're guessing that he's here. We've got a magic sphere-like thing in the ocean, in the center of Rahel Atoll.
You guys better learn how to hold your breath real good.
Oh no, I can
Jimmy,
make you I can make you breathe water. It's fine.
Oh.
You didn't need to tell them that, Trudy.
Do
I was gonna have so much fun. Okay, fine. Yes. There's magic that can make you breathe underwater. It's fine.
Wow. That's amazing. Wait, Core, how do you plan on dispelling that sphere?
I can do this real cool spell. Wait for it. It's called Dispel Magic.
Whoa. How does it work?
Core just looks at Tamar.
Rudy also gives him that same look.
He just looks puzzled and curious. As
It's
he's
a good thing you're Cole.
What he's saying is that his attraction for you is limited by your intelligence. The only thing you've going for you is your height.
I'm going to sleep on that
That's a bit
spell.
harsh. That's what you said.
That's not what I said. I was joking.
Oh.
No.
He was joking though.
You have at least 2 other qualities that I like.
See?
That I think was honest. Druti, what do you think? Exactly.
The night comes to you, and it's about bedtime.
That's good. Good choice.
And it's about time that you decide where you'd like to sleep. You've got a few options. Unless you'd like to sleep elsewhere, you've got the sort of remains of the tavern, which don't completely shroud you, like, you know, from the outside world. You'll still be visible if you decide to sleep here. There are other things around. If you walk a little bit further away, you've got a few trees here and there if anybody would like to sleep in a tree. That is a possibility. You've got water all around. You've got an ocean one way. You've got a big pool in the middle of this atoll. You've got some cliffs that way. You've got land stretching on in the other direction. Where would you all like to sleep for the night?
Can we just sleep in the tavern?
Yeah.
All the NPCs are pretty much going to be sleeping around the tavern. A few of them are surrounded by a campfire just outside. Far enough away from the tavern that it looks like it's not going to cause any sort of flaming issues.
Wouldn't want
Oh.
But it
It
is
would
already...
be a burning problem.
burning problem. You wouldn't want to be put in that hot seat. That was really hard for me to say for some reason. That was like a tongue twister, even though it wasn't meant to be. But time passes by, and the night hits you. Right in the face, knocks you out cold. And
My
you're-
AC is like 18 though.
The nighttime
I think
sky
we-
is pretty big. Pretty powerful.
Roll that dice.
against the night.
The nighttime rolls an 8.
I don't think it hits me.
Okay, you are staying up a little bit.
No punch.
I think, well, if you can choose to stay up if you'd like to, but most of the NPCs, pretty much all the other characters, take a snooze. And if you'd like to, if there's nothing else you'd like to do, it'll be up to you. But you can take a
Is
long
Jade
rest here.
okay?
Jade,
Yeah.
you can ask him.
Is Jade okay?
I'm Jade.
Yes.
I will be okay, yeah. I just need time.
To mourn the evil stone guy.
He was my only companion for a very long time before you.
Cool. How can I assist with this mourning process? This is enough? Okay, fine. Of course it's that.
There's something about just this.
You're funny. Cole goes to sleep.
Tamar is knocked out, long gone, snoring at this point in the distance. The rest of the NPCs are chilling, vibing. Cloud is probably the last to go to sleep unless somebody wishes to spy on him and outlast him. But he'll be by the fire. Jade, you're staying awake?
No, I thought you said spy on him, and I was like, he's doing something worth being spied on. No.
Well, he's not going to bed with the rest of you at the moment. For whatever reason. But he's just tending to the fire. You can roll an intelligence check or like an insight or something like that if you'd like to, but for the most... Insight?
It's...
Mhm.
It's... 23.
23! You get a lot of information. It looks like he's not up to anything nefarious. He's most likely probably just going to stay awake long enough to wait for all of you to fall asleep by the fire so that he can then put the fire out before going to sleep himself.
Oh, that's cute.
Lest he cause a fire of some other sort.
Again.
But with that, you'll take a long rest, so please take it on your character sheets if you haven't already. And the night will pass you by. Will it pass you by with any interesting events though? That's where we're gonna see today. So, Jade, I would like you to roll for me your D4, please.
Nothing's gonna happen.
I am rolling a d4.
Roll it.
2.
2. Oh! Okay. And I would like... Let's see, let me roll a thing here. Aelin, I would like you to roll for me a D12.
Okay. Also, just a reminder that Dredi's ability, Hearth of Moonlight and Shadow, is active. During a short or long rest, you can touch a point in space and create an invisible 30-foot sphere that grants you a +5 to stealth and perception checks while within it, and light from open flames within it cannot be seen.
Okay, you are all within a radius where all of that is like kept within that if you'd like to cast that. Alright.
It's an 11 on the thing.
11 on the thing. Okay. So the open flame can't be seen because of the spell. Okay. How is everyone here a heavy sleeper or a relatively light sleeper? What would...
Light.
Light?
Light.
Heavy.
Heavy? Core, you do not wake up. The other two of you are woken by the sounds of a distant thumping. After what seems to be the night passing, the very, very early morning approaches. And you are not awoken by your natural sleep cycles coming to an end, just barely. Although you have managed to get a full night's rest of sleep. You are awoken by the sounds of some thumps coming from the distance. Like a monstrous creature roaming the island around you. And as
Can we
you're
just be
awoken...
really quiet so it doesn't attack us?
Well, right now you have an advantage.
Yeah, Jade wants to pass without a trace if he gets wind of anything coming closer than that.
For sure. You still...
Can we do perception checks just to see if we can...
You can do whatever you like, because right now you can only hear the sound, but you haven't yet inspected the source. Go for it.
So, we're inside a building. Can I go to the window and do a perception check?
Sure. There's also it's just kind of also strewn about, so you've got like sort of wreckages and holes that you can peer through, but you're inside like the ruins of a building.
19. Wow.
Nice. And Vidridi?
Perception is also a 19.
19? Okay, so the two of you peer out through wherever you like, through a nook, cranny, through a broken window. You've got a lot of options, but you keep yourselves mostly hidden, and you watch as what appears to be another stone golem. Just a giant, sentient rock. Not really carved into anything, it's not like a humanoid rock, but it's like a big boulder with legs, almost. Just kind of... walking in the distance. It looks like... Yep.
Is Druti near me?
You're all like, very close to each other, I think.
Okay, Jade will go to kind of just like... very quietly step over to Druti. And just be next to her while we watch.
Okay. As you watch this monster pass, it looks like it doesn't actually notice anything going on where you are. Kind of out of the way. Flame is unseen. Well, the flame is out at this point now, but...
Yeah.
Yes, Aelin?
Sorry, I forgot to add the +5 to perception, even after I just told y'all about it.
That's okay. That's okay. You are perceiving even. You wake up a bit more, and now you're a bit more alert, and the +5 kicks in. You can smell, you can see a little bit better than you could just before, and you get a good idea of where this monster is walking. It looks like this stone golem just kind of roaming the area for whatever reason, and is now on its way to return back to sort of the cliffside, where you know that the stone golems kind of live and reside just among the rocks and cliff faces. It looks like it's kind of making its way back there. What it was doing down here... Say again.
I think Jade will turn to 3T and say, maybe I should follow him.
Maybe you shouldn't.
You are asleep.
No, I'm not. I'm awake. I just chose not to go to the window.
I see.
Virginie, what was your... Actually, wait, hold on. Your perception was a little bit better because of the modifier. What is actually your perception with the modifier?
You are asleep.
It was 19 + 5, so 24.
24,
which is
okay.
just short of my passive.
Okay, that's a little bit better. It's like gives it a bit more information. There is something else that you see, kind of shimmering, that you get a kind of a good sight of that Jade just won't be able to see just barely. You see that this stone golem looks like it's clutching with its stone grip in one stone fist what looks like a mangled piece of bronze metal as it walks around. Just barely catch that. But your perception is good enough that you do manage to catch that.
3D points it out to Jade.
Jade, if it's pointed out, you'll be able to see it too.
That's grim.
I follow.
You follow? Okay.
Why? Pass out a trace.
Pass
What
without
are you
a trace?
doing?
3D is going with him.
Okay.
Cora gets up and he's angry. He's like, what are you doing? Why?
Corey's working out like, where are you going?
What are you doing?
Stealthing just like this.
Okay, wait, you're passing without a trace, roll stealth.
Yes.
The back of Jade's trousers.
You want to pounce your
Yeah.
boyfriend.
He grabbed the trousers.
Pass out a trace.
Yeah, +10.
Plus 10. So I rolled 28.
But I did that before you left the room.
I was next to Doriti.
Yeah.
So. Thomas, what do we do?
Cora's been speaking to you this entire time.
Core, you've just woken up. I think what would happen is, Jade, you would start sneaking out while Core is asleep. But, before you get a chance to completely leave, without you noticing necessarily, because you're focused on your target, Core, you'd wake up in time to be able to see Jade about to leave. It's up to you to decide what
Why
you
am
want
I just waking up when I rolled a perception check with them?
Did you?
Yeah, to hear the footsteps.
No, you said you were a heavy sleeper.
No, he didn't go to the window though. I still rolled the
Oh,
perception
okay. I
check.
thought when you said you were a heavy sleeper, I thought you meant you were still sleeping.
Well,
Was
I rolled
the heavy
perception check.
sleeper thing was to decide whether or not you were going to sleep through the waking you up.
Oh, okay. Then maybe I did roll a perception check, but do you want me to wreck on that?
If you were a heavy sleeper and slept through the then you'd be asleep. The one thing that could wake you up now is just your natural sleep cycle. So I would say that you'd be able to wake up in time to see Jade about to leave.
Okay, well then I'd still say, where are you going?
Okay.
They're taking bronze, and I want to see where. I feel like
But didn't Bronze die?
maybe not. Jade is going to go.
Excuse me?
I rolled 28 on my stealth, and anyone who stealths within 30 feet of me can roll that.
Retreat is
Plus
stealthing.
Yeah,
Because
because
Cora's angry.
she's not gonna like let Jade, go off, like half cocked on his own. So, stealth +1, sorry, 27.
27, you are stealth. Jade, you're stealth as well. Jade, you have a moment of crisis and sadness, inner turmoil as you walk after this golem. Core, you are angry, no talk me. And Tamar is fast asleep, still snoring.
I woke Tamara up after like a minute of being furious.
No, Jade isn't gonna. No. Hang on a second. Jade is waiting for the others because he passed without a trace, so everybody could go. He's not gonna go without anyone.
So you're waiting for Core. to...
Yeah.
Well, Core, you're there.
To go after a stone golem
We're in very quietly. He's got pieces of bronze. I want to know what they plan.
with bronze
Yes.
to
They
eat him?
might-
I don't know.
No, but
They might
it's
make him like a
important.
Medusa.
It's important. Please come with me.
Fine. Quarter's not happy about it.
It's important.
Everything's important these days.
If this was Medusa.
Okay, let's go.
I'm so upset.
Alright. So, you're all heading out. Core, Core, are you attempting to wake Tamar before you leave?
Yeah.
Strength check. Disadvantage.
Strength check.
Yes.
To wake him up?
Yes.
You
were-
12.
12? Okay. How do you try to wake him up?
I sit on his chest.
Okay. You are
And
lifted
bounce.
up as he's breathing. And you bounce.
I
You say-
bounce to disrupt his natural breathing pattern.
That sounds so evil. Alright, you disrupt his natural breathing cycle.
I'm chaotic neutral.
You look like you're giving him a nightmare. But he's staying in there. Is there anything
I am nightmare. Jade is giving you a 10-second countdown on his fingers.
If you leave without us, I will break up with you, Jade.
Druidi will use Druidcraft to create just a harmless breeze directly into Tamar's ear.
Okay, in combination with his natural breathing cycle being interrupted by, of course, bouncing, and a wind blowing directly into his eardrum, he manages to wake up.
Like a puff of wind.
I had the worst dream. I dreamed I had a huge horn blowing into my ear. And I was being strangled around my chest by a large anaconda.
Ooh. Fun. Jade wants us to leave after a giant stone golem. You in?
He pulls out his axe. He hits it against the wall by accident. I'm in.
Tamar, if you accidentally behead me one day with that, I'm gonna be so upset.
I will kill you.
I won't do that.
Uh-huh.
He says without any sort of air certainty at all.
Come on, and Jade is moving now.
Stealth mission.
Jade, Tamar gets no moments to wake up. You roll a stealth check, come on.
He rolls.
Oh,
Wait, that's not a d20, that's a d12. Oops.
What's your stealth?
Oh, he rolls really well.
you have to check on-
He's
I don't know.
invisible. And all of you follow
Even just
this stone golem. It walks up and up.
plus 10?
15.
Oh.
How do your stealth look?
28.
You're hidden.
27.
15? Oh, Core, you're a little bit more visible.
I'm
Obviously,
literally.
he's glitter.
He's glittering. He's shining. Everybody's hidden. Core's just like, beam of light a little bit. But Core, you're still hidden. I will say that these boyars do not have very good passive perception, so you don't have all that much that you need to worry about. And as you go, you watch as this stone golem, in the wee hours of the morning, takes this piece of bronze. As you're following now, you can get a kind of a better glimpse, and you can see that this is like a piece of bronze. And Jade, you can roll for me if you'd like either a perception check with advantage, or an insight check, or an intelligence check, anything like that, for a sort of recognition-based check to see if you recognize the piece of bronze that he's holding, or that it's holding, I should say.
Perception?
Yep, anything you like that's got to do with that sort of thing. Investigation, insight, anything like that. You're trying to identify. Well, we're seeing if you can identify what piece of bronze
Is
this
it
is.
just Jade who can do this?
It's
Anyone can roll as well.
It's an 11.
Okay.
Okay.
Was not rolled.
I would like to use my acrobatics to give me advantage though.
Natural 20.
Sexy.
Oh.
Plus 7, 27.
Never mind.
And Virginie?
Why pay attention when you can
That
have
one.
your fairy partner do it for you?
Okay,
Said Emma and
Jade.
Jade simultaneously.
you wanted to use acrobatics to give you advantage. How would you like to do this?
Oh, I will swing up into a tree and sort of dance through the canopies above the stone golem.
Okay, The trees are sparse, but you do manage to find a few that you can kind of to give yourself a bit of an advantage. And I'll let you roll it again if you'd like to. You get a reroll effectively.
It was a little bit better. So 14.
14? Okay. I'm gonna say, Verdrina, you have no clue.
It's natural 20, you will defend Core's judgment. Whatever it was.
Core, you will definitely be 100%. You know what piece this is. You recognize it. Jay, do you have a pretty good idea? Verdrina, you're not sure. It looks like a piece of bronze to you. Bit mangled. It's hard to tell. It's a bit squashed now in the grip. Jay, do you feel kind of the same way? You feel like you have an inkling of a pretty good idea of what piece of bronze this is. It looks like the part of his head that you sliced that fell down. Essentially in half when you sliced off like one part of his head, like that.
Yeah, so it's like, it would be like this. It would be like an arm, a bit of his torso at the top of his head.
Yeah, so it's basically the smaller piece that fell down into the depths. That fell way down.
Kind of for Jay to see, but he did it, so it's fine.
Yeah, so it's a bit hard to see because mangled now, but you get the feeling that's probably that piece, but you can't know for 100% certain if it's that piece or not. Core, you can confirm that it is that. So it looks like this is the piece that fell all the way down the cliffs.
Right.
What you decide to gain from that, it's up to you. That information is at your disposal now. But you watch and you follow.
That's wrong. No, I don't want that to happen.
And time passes. As you follow the stone golem up, it goes all the way back to roughly where the battle happened. You recognize this area as where you fought, and you see a few of the marks on the ground where the stone has been kind of, like, cracked in pieces here and there. Verdrina, you recognize this as you look, as this is from that nature spell that you cast when all the roots kind of went up through the ground. It's like the ground has been kind of changed a little bit, and the cracks have kind of been widened wherever there were any, and the roots have kind of, like, subsided since then. But you recognize that this is that sort of area. It's familiar in that sort of sense. And at that point, once the stone golem gets to that point, he throws down, right beside him, or beside it, the crumpled piece of Bronze's head onto the ground. It bounces away. It forms into a complete boulder once more, retracting its arms and legs. Kind of like a cool transformer. And it rolls down out of the... Like, if you imagine for Harold, it was like a ring, it's like rolling out of the ring. Kind of back down to where it was initially, maybe, where it found that piece to begin with. It rolls back down the hill.
Well, get the impression it's going back for the rest of the body. Can I make an insight check?
You can try and make an insight check, sure. You can tell me what you're trying to kind of look for.
It's poopy, it's a natural one.
Natural one, it is rolling back down the hill where you know the rest of the body might be.
Okay, and Jade is gonna, still stealthing as much as he can, take the piece of bronze that's there,
Okay,
wrap it up in his shawl and put it to his back.
That's gross.
okay. It's the same as when you saw it before, but it's just crumpled now. It's like if you've seen like those, like to give you kind of a vision of like what I'm kind of imagining. Have you ever seen those videos where it's like you have like a car in a scrapyard and then they crush it into like a cube? It's basically that's what's been done to this piece of bronze.
I don't like it. I'm going to go get the rest of it. This is not what I wanted at all.
Are you going to go find the rest of Bronze's body?
Yes.
How would you like to do this?
This is not what I wanted.
If we get killed because of this, are you going to be happy about that?
I'm not going. Betrayal may have happened, yes. But it was my choice whether or not he gets to live. I'm not letting his corpse be desecrated.
And as you say that, back up the hill, you hear some footsteps again. They sound familiar. As far as you can identify stone golems from each other, it sounds pretty similar to the one that just rolled down. And it climbs back up. Back to the top. Are you hiding at all, or are you just there?
Yeah,
We're still stealthing, right?
yeah, we're still stealth, I
Okay.
guess.
Yeah, so I'm asking. Unless you're choosing to be like, you've come back, golem, then I'll let you do that if you want to. But if you're hiding, then you can keep your stealths.
It's
But
more of a Lorraine cool move.
It comes back out,
Yeah, that's a lot.
holding...
Laurent times stone golem.
The stone golem reemerges, and you see it pull its one stone arm made of rock and rubble to pull the rest of its bouldery self up the cliff. That one hand grabs the ledge pulls itself up. The other hand comes back as well. And it's holding the rest of Bronze in the other hand. Partially crumpled from just its grip.
It might
And
let
it climbs
him
back up. And it looks like it's...
Cool.
It doesn't have any eyes, but it's looking around in a way to see if it can find the other piece that it left up here.
Cool, please make an illusion. Don't forget. Please, I'll give you anything you want.
Let me see if I can do that. Let me just see if I can do what Jade asked.
Okay. For sure. Virginie, how are you feeling during all this?
She's just watching with curiosity, I guess, like trying to figure out what the purpose of this whole thing is going on, like why.
Okay. Tamar is there, shaking a little bit, but clutching an axe. He looks like he's ready to...
I think I can do
in
it.
a moment's notice.
Yeah, but they'll realize. Yeah, okay, I'll try minor illusion to create an image of Bronze's body part.
Okay. Do you just make it look like it's on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay. You see it place the rest of the body down. Very crudely.
Jade is ready to grab it and run.
Okay.
We're just waiting.
It places it down on the ground as if it's checking to see. Imagine like a toddler putting together a jigsaw puzzle with only 2 pieces. It places the rest of the body down and kind of looks at it as if almost checking to see if that's the entire body. And then it turns around.
It's not.
It does. It can't tell all that well.
Okay, well, Jade is waiting for the moment that lets go of the body.
Okay, that's pretty soon. And it looks at it for a little bit.
Okay.
Now, its own perception and insight is really, really bad.
Within a minute, obviously,
Mhm.
Jade is looking for the chance where he can grab the body and run and dash really fast.
Okay. You can, you know what, roll for me an insight check, because you're looking for an opportune time to see when you can kind of go grab this body. Insight check for me, this golem.
Okay.
Because you're essentially looking for a free moment.
16.
16. This thing is dumb. Rock stupid, in a way. It's not a very clever mob, let's say. You've seen some smart statues in your time. Bronze was one of these. Despite his faults. But these stone golems are no match for your level of intellect, let's say. And you can tell that while there is clearly a piece still missing of bronze, the stone golem for the most part looks like it's happy with what it's found. And it kind of has this moment where it waits and then turns around.
The moment it turns its back.
Within your stealth, you still grab it. And roll for me a dexterity saving throw. Just straight up. As you do this. To kind of weave in, weave out, grab the body, not be spotted. I want to see how you
Some
do.
dice.
You want to go down the dice?
Yes. I'm putting that dice in dice jail.
Oh,
Any, pick one for me.
Use all sets dice.
Thank you.
the
I'm
dice
just
is
gonna do a test roll.
being jailed.
Oh. Maybe Emma's just cursed.
I'm cursed. There we go. Okay.
The
I'm gonna get-
lore doesn't... Okay,
14 on my first roll.
so again, what was it?
14.
14, alright. Okay. With a 14 on your dex save, as you snatch the body, you kind of look at the stone golem as you do this as well. Do you try to go back into hiding?
Yes. Pass out a trace.
Okay. How are you trying to conceal yourself? You've got like a rocky terrain. What are you doing? Give me a description.
So here's what I want to do. We're on like a cliff situation.
Yes.
Okay. Jade is going to rush, and dive, make it look like he's going off the cliff, but he's not.
Uh-huh.
He's actually going to then reach back with his hand and monkey grip onto the edge, so that only his fingers are on it, and he's going to swing off the edge and like hide underneath the overhang,
Okay.
so that if the stone golem were to look over it, it'd look like he'd fallen into the water. As he does that, he takes with his other hand. Well, no, actually, he's got both hands full. With his foot, he kicks a piece of rock large enough that it falls into the ocean below and makes a huge splash. So
Okay.
it looks like he jumped into the ocean with his body, and therefore the stone golem must obviously follow.
I was
Okay.
a dumb person.
As
Yeah.
you do this, from the stone golem's point of view, let's rewind. You take the body. The stone golem notices that something has happened, and it turns around. And as it does, from its point of view, it looks at you, a strange creature it's never seen before, flying off the edge of the cliff with bronze's pieces in tow. It looks to him, or to it, as if you're falling off the cliff into the water below. And you grab onto the edge. It doesn't see that. It just starts lunging after you. You kick the rock. It can't tell exactly what's been flung. And it dives after it, reforming into a boulder once more, and rolls off the edge.
Before it can look up,
Okay. If you look behind you, for anybody who's looking, you see a pebble-sized huge stone. Well, it's a big stone. That was contradictory, wasn't it? Pebble-sized huge stone? It's a huge pebble that gets flung into the water. And you see this giant, enormous boulder splash into the water after it. And the coast is clear. It seems like.
Can we leave now?
yes, thank you so much for the illusion.
You're welcome. Let's go.
I'll let you do things to me.
Tamara's still like shaking, clutching his axe. Put this away now.
Like what? Hold your hand.
Yes.
Alright, let's go.
Alright. You head back down. Eventful adventure behind you. You're all now very awake. It is early in the morning. The sun is now up where it was rising before. Dawn has passed and the early morning is upon us. The clouds are around. The sun is shining. It looks like there's some storm clouds a-brewing really far off in the distance, but those are still a way away, maybe a day away before any storm seems to hit you. But it is of note. The cool, refreshing sea breeze is still blowing. But it's not so powerful that it knocks you off the cliffs. It's just gentle. Soothing, almost in a way. As you walk back down to reconvene with the others, I want all of you to roll for me a perception check.
Dice poop.
12.
16.
23.
23? This makes sense, kind of in character. As you walk back, there is something that all of you notice in the distance. As you walk, you all feel a sort of distant magical kind of like dispersion, almost. As if some sort of magic spell has just gone off. Out in the open, this is something that you can tell, just like if a fireball is cast in the distance or something like that, you feel this sort of magical surge kind of emanate from the source of this magical blast, whilst not making a sound. You all turn to see where it's coming from, and as you look into the center of Ferheller Atoll, you see what looks like a distant, small teleportation circle in a very similar spot to the one that yours spawned in. And you see a single figure, well, I was going to say emerge from it, but it really just kind of falls out of it into the water below. Distant
What do they
splash.
look like?
It's really hard to tell. It's a silhouette that's really far away. But there is one of you who would recognize the kind of shape of the silhouette from even this far away, as it is a distinct one that you would be familiar with. Vidridi, it is suspiciously sisterly shaped to you, this silhouette. Very tall.
The sister has slipped into the sea.
The others, however, Jade and Court, you have absolutely no idea who this could be at all. Just from looking at it. If there's any other context clues you'd like to piece together, that's on you. But just from observing this silhouette, it's just too far away to tell. Vidridi, you have a feeling maybe in the pit of your stomach that you know exactly who this might be.
Ruh-roh.
Tamara looks out. He looks initially quite scared as he looks to Core, Jade, and then you, Vedridi. Vedridi,
I would like to sleight of hand his axe.
sleight of hand his axe. Okay, roll a sleight of hand check for me if you like.
Actually, you know what? This isn't. I'm not. Trudy's not being subtle about it. She's just gonna fucking take it.
Okay.
You have to zap that axe tomorrow.
He's not actually. He's not wielding his axe. He's just got it on him. So if you take it, there's going to be no resistance. You can just kind of... It's like he's got a tool belt that you can just pull it out of. So he's in no position to kind of clutch it from you. You take it before you can even realize what's going on.
Yep.
And he just looks at you in shock. For a moment. Vedridi.
You're very quick to pointy objects. You cannot be trusted with pointy objects.
This is true.
You were quicker than I was. To my pointy object. No, Emma, please don't.
She just.
You are.
She just absolutely.
No, you
just,
don't understand.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
slow turn, looks at him, and then just walks off.
I am not. I was not. Okay,
I
this came
was-
off my iPad.
I'm sorry.
And I was like flicking to try and find my character sheet. This is what I was laughing at.
Okay.
Wait, watch.
Uh,
Suddenly. It was just Lily holding a cat that it was really
Oh,
funny
okay,
all of a
okay,
sudden, but it coincided with the euphemism.
okay. I really didn't mean for it to be euphemism. Sorry. But it kind of works. Tamara accidentally makes that sort of comment.
Yep, just looks at him and then just walks off. Continue not giving you the axe back.
Okay, Virginia, you walk off ahead of the others. Tamara is gonna look at Jade and Core. I have a feeling
I think she's looking at Core like, we should probably discuss this with her.
You mean before she takes people's axes?
I mean, I think that she seems troubled.
Yeah, I think all of you seem pretty troubled. Not me, though.
That is incorrect.
Anyway, Tamara, you upset that your axe was taken?
No,
I'm
tomorrow.
confused.
Okay, I think I understand why though. Okay, so that's fine. Shall we go and speak with Druti and see if she's okay?
Druti, are you okay?
Ocean sister.
Ocean
That's
sister.
all she says.
Can
She's
Jade
just like,
speak in the language which she speaks natively, which is Human Sylvan?
Yeah.
Okay. In Sylvan, Jade says, Druti, what do you want us to do? What do you need?
I don't.
If it's family counselling, we can't do it. That would be a bit out of our pay grade.
Sorry, I missed what Core said.
If it's family counseling, we can't do it.
That would be above our pay grade. But we can help you. And if possible, we can reunite you with your family.
There is one right there. She answers in Sylvan.
As you
What
point
do
Must
you
be
mean?
urgent. I don't know.
Okay, go. Jade will follow.
You guys are slow swimmers. Let me go get her.
I have a 50-foot movement speed.
Yeah, and I can turn into a mermaid.
That's sexy.
It's
True.
very sexy, I know.
Core, if you'd like to, I as the DM won't prevent you.
Okay, I'll go get Drudi's sister if I can find her.
Okay. There's a clear, the whole kind of, like, the inside, I'm gonna say, like, the inside of the atoll is, like, a giant pool, so it's very, very calm, and the only sort of light ripples are caused by, like, the gentle breeze. So you'll be able to very clearly see where, in this water, the person that you think to be Virginia's sister is. There is one figure that's swimming quite gracefully. Long strokes. Yeah.
Okay. I will fly until I'm right above who I think is Drudi's sister, and then I'll nudge her head with my foot.
Okay, you fly right over. Is there, I guess you're not stealthing or anything like that, you're just going.
Yeah.
Okay. You fly up to, in the water, what looks to be a very, well, it's hard to say exactly, a very, how should I put it? Familiar looking face in a way. Like when you look at relatives, you can kind of tell that you think that Virginie is right, and that this is probably her sister that you've never met. She looks up at you with a sort of, well, she looks up at you in the water. Not up at you, kind of like from beneath you in the water, but she's swimming, so you're there. You swim right up to her. Wait, are you swimming up to her or you're flying up to her?
I flew up to her,
Okay,
and I think
okay.
I'll just say, Druidy's sister in Sylvan.
She responds in Sylvan. You're a friend of Virgini's, aren't you?
Yeah, you could say so. Why are you here?
I need to see Virginie.
I gathered. Did you want to swim all the way back, or do you want me to kind of pull you?
I appreciate a pull.
Cool. I'll turn into a mermaid and pull her back to land.
Alright. Where is she grabbing onto like your tail? Or are you holding her?
Bear hug.
Bear hug? Okay. You swim, and you make it back to shore much quicker than she would have on her own, just breaststroke, you know? Would have taken quite a while. It's the equivalent of like quite a few Olympic pool laps, so you make it there quite fast.
Easy.
And you approach the shore where, Virginie, you're waiting. Core, you and this mysterious sister, you could probably guess her name from context clues, but you arrive with her. And you emerge out of the water. And Core, once you're both standing, and she kind of dries herself off, you see that she is quite a lot taller than you are.
I'm used to this. Everyone is taller than I am. If you were 5'2", you'd be taller than me.
She towers over you at what's written in my notes, and this might be wrong. So if anything here is outdated information or incorrect, she towers. Feel free to correct me, Aelin. She towers over you at a whopping 6'7" feet, right by your side. It is like looking at most of your friends, really.
Core's like,
No. Jay just says no and covers his eyes.
but she's tall.
So am I. Look at me.
I can.
Also, that height does not include her horns, which are these like spiraling oryx horns.
Actually, I'll put it this way. I was gonna do a description, but I think this will be more fun. Virginie, would you like to describe for the party, or Aelin, actually, what kind of a figure you see before you? What does your sister look like?
She's kind of got like a slenderish hourglass going on.
She hot?
Yeah, she hot.
Is she hot?
Yay!
Core is unabashedly checking her out. He's not going to do anything, but he's checking her out.
Don't you dare.
But she has
Jason.
lilac skin, kind of like these like honey brown eyes, like rosewood horns, and very visible like sunflower tattoos on her shoulders.
Yeah, that's the person you see before you. She also, you do notice, Core, and the rest of you looking, that she does have very long, straight white hair, which looks like it has kind of the remnants of rainbow dye at the end. It looks like it's faded a little bit. Having some adventures past now, it's kind of grown out a little bit, but you kind of get that sort of vibe. Sort of pastely rainbow dye at the ends.
She has good taste as well.
With her horns, she's quite tall. Virginie, as she sort of dries herself off, she looks at you.
Gertie is sitting on the sand, and she has begun, like, basically just like tracing runes out around her. Essentially, she has begun ritual casting water breathing and is waiting for everybody to get around her before she actually like casts it. But she's ritual casting it so that it doesn't take up a spell slot.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, the others with you right now are... You just got each other.
Tamar.
And Tamar.
And Jade. But yeah, she just assumes that it's not going to take Core 10 minutes, so she's just, already started the ritual cast.
I'm Olympic Speeds.
I am Olympic Speeds.
That's my name.
How long does the ritual take to cast?
It takes
Sorry?
11 minutes.
11 minutes.
Oh,
In that time, I'm sure you would have had an interaction a little bit as you're sort of doing your thing. But she comes up to you. Is there anything... Do you greet her in any way? As she walks up straight to you, Madridi.
She makes eye contact, but she's still, like, she's very clearly in the middle of this spell.
I think she'd patiently wait for you to finish.
Even I talk to my family.
I don't.
Spell
But I
cast.
also-
Y'all can all
this is
breathe
really-
underwater now.
Do you go underwater?
No. It
Okay.
lasts for 24 hours.
Oh, I lost my turn for... Okay, I get you.
So yeah.
Now she looks at you when you're not casting. Madridi, sister.
What could be so important?
I've found some information. But first, it's nice to see you. And she comes up to you to... She looks like she's about to grab you in a hug. Do you resist?
No. She gives her a hug.
Okay. She grabs you quite
Can I
tightly.
go home?
No,
Oh,
you're not allowed.
damn it.
She hugs you for longer than... You've hugged siblings and, you know, family in the past. She hugs you for a little bit longer than in the past, or in normal circumstances. It's comforting and nice, but there's a sort of pain as well underneath all of it that you can kind of feel. And she feels yours too, in that moment. But after a moment, it only feels like a moment at least, she lets you go. But keeps holding you to a degree. You know, she's sort of got her arms on your shoulders a little bit, and she's letting her grip go slowly.
While they're, like, hugging, Dreedy whispers in Sylvan, Where did you go?
I was searching. She whispers back to you in Sylvan. For anything that could help. Plane of water. Material plane. Feywild. Not just for clues, but for you too. I couldn't find you. But I have a way. And she pulls out a small map, which looks like the world map. And you see there's kind of a hole where Ferhella Atoll is. It's a beak-shaped hole, you quickly realize. That bird is smart.
Yes.
Anyway, I have, I think, collected some information, but I'm at a crossroads now where I don't think I can do any more. I think we can get our family back. But I need your help. Here. And she pulls out something. I found this. And she hands you with a blurry camera as your eyes tear up just a little bit. She hands you a letter, it looks like. And you see on the top of the letter, it's had a note scribbled on it. Probably not by the sender. It's in a sort of red ink that the post office uses, generally when letters go through it. And it just says, return to sender, and it's underlined. And then another note underneath in the same red pen, no address, and it's circled. Do you open the letter?
Sorry, I got distracted by the art in the chat.
Ooh, is art in the chat? Which chat?
I put it
Just
in
a-
the chat.
Oh!
I've been drawing
just to put out there, I think Core probably would have, like, hurt his little feet with her, like, prongy horns.
Fine.
Tall lady, this is cute. I showed that on the stream, that was cute.
Whoopie-doo.
But alright, you've got the letter in
You
your hand.
Yeah.
Do you open it? What do you do with it, Virginia?
Yeah, she opens the letter.
Okay, you have a look at it. And it reads as follows. Let me open up something. Okay. I don't know if you would recognize the handwriting, maybe, but you'll see who it's addressed from. You'll quickly see. Lady Medusa, thank you for your assistance. Tormalar has been successfully suspended in time with the aid of your magic. It seems that an enormous amount of energy needs to be used to bring the town out of suspension. However, I am missing the necessary ingredients to do this. They are as follows. I need 10 royal snow tomato seeds. 10 Dragon Flame Dust Trickler seeds, 10 Firewater Root seeds, 10 Sunflower seeds, and 10 Borealis Neohaven Starfruit seeds. Please find this for me, and check over this teleportation circle for me. Below that note, you see an image of what looks to be a teleportation circle, unlike one you've seen before. One that looks like it's drawn a little bit bigger. It's got quite a lot of runes in it. This looks like a very complicated one with more than just one layer of runes, kind of around the circle. Not only that, it's not exactly circular either. It's got 12 sides to it. So it's kind of like a, whatever 12-sided, like, shape looks like.
Icosahedron.
That, Jade says in the background.
Didn't know you were so smart, Jade. Well, +2 intelligence.
And then the letter continues past that point. Oh, and please track down Lady Valentine and eliminate her. She has interfered with my plans too much to risk leaving her alive. Sincerely, Zephses. And that's how the letter ends.
Wait, what was the last part? Sorry.
Sincerely, Zephses. He wants us to eliminate Lady Valentine.
I can reread the last part. Oh, and please track down Lady Valentine and eliminate her. She has interfered with my plans too much to risk leaving her alive. Sincerely, Zephses.
Who was the note addressed to?
It says at the very beginning, Lady Medusa, comma.
Okay.
However, there's no address written on it. No from address, no to address. It does look saying it.
Sorry. I was saying, was it Valentina with us?
Yeah. Lady Valentine slash Valentina is with you, with the group. And it appears that she is a target, according to this letter. Now, there is something else that you notice about this letter, which is that it does appear to be slightly damaged. From what you could tell, just from your general intelligence, you won't have to really roll for this or anything like that, but you get the feeling that maybe it's missing an envelope, and that's why it has this note written on the top. At some point, it might have just been lost in the mailing process or something like that. However, you've got the actual letter that was contained on its own, I guess. But there isn't any wrapping around or anything like that. That's something that could maybe come to your minds as far as like why it's in this condition. Just a little bit more frayed than it would usually be. And why there's no other information about date, time, address, or anything like that written anywhere on it aside from just the letter itself. That's what's on there. Do you react?
Sucks for Lady Valentine.
Say again.
Sucks for Lady Valentine.
It would. Verdridi, do you read it out aloud?
She reads it to herself and then passes it.
Okay. So
Is that when you read the letter?
No. As you pass it around, you'd kind of see the same sort of thing. And one thing that would stick out to all of you, here at least, is that teleportation circle does look extremely unorthodox and quite complicated, as if it's more than just a location type spell, or maybe something different entirely.
Would I roll an Arcana check on the teleportation circle since I'm a smart wizard?
Go for it.
Can I assist?
Go for it. Roll with advantage.
I'm gonna use what? Is that hit? Use that one. That's better. So let me just cross over the left point.
And we were rolling with advantage?
Yeah, make sure you roll with advantage. Because Virginia
Yes,
Dirty was assisting.
On that point. That is going to be very good. So, how's a 25?
It's pretty good. There is something that you can gain from a 25. Despite it being completely mysterious to you, there is some component of it that you can tell. One, it's not a teleportation circle that you can step through. In fact, it's not really a teleportation circle at all. In a way. It's more of a ritualistic rune type circle. It's more of a type of spell that you think you could cast by creating this shape on the ground and infusing it with a hell of a lot of magic. And some ritualistic ingredients and components as well to conduct the spell itself. Or it looks like the circle would probably need something like that. You could ascertain just from the rest of the letter that those ingredients that are listed above pertain probably to that teleportation circle as ingredients.
Okay. So, from the letter and from a 25, would I be able to gather that this circle is keeping Tourmalar in stasis?
You could gather that this is what you would need to cast in order to take it out of stasis.
Take it out of stasis.
Yeah.
Okay.
From just reading the letter over and looking at what's in there. The spell that has been used to put it into there has already been cast. The remnants of that teleportation circle were in the at the actual forest, but the runes couldn't be read.
I tell Dreedy this information.
Okay, you relay what you know. Arya kind of nods along as you explain it.
I have the seeds.
Which ones?
What else? A really
All of
powerful.
them.
All of them?
Indeed.
Rashidi, that's perfect. I had a theory, or, well, an idea. One thing that I was looking for, as well as trying to find these seeds, I was trying to look around for the Crystal Heart, because it went missing in the Kingdom of Crystal, and I was on an expedition to help find it with some of the elves from the area to bring it back to the Kingdom of Crystal. But we were investigating the water plane, we couldn't find it. I have a feeling that
and walking away.
if we could find the Crystal Heart and return it, then around the altar where the Crystal Heart resides, there would be an incredible amount of magical energy emanating from the Crystal Heart. We could use that to power the circle. If you have the ingredients, then all we need to do is go there after we find the Crystal Heart. But I've just been having trouble finding it. And I don't know where else
Or
to
what
look.
was in that bag that you got off of Bronze?
Huh? Me?
What was in the bag?
What's in the bag? That's a really good question. It is a bag with bag contents in it.
Bag contents, yes.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, is that all in Sylvan? Because Tamara is just chilling. He can only understand Common and Orcish.
He's switched back to common.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bag contents.
Tiny, expensive bag contents.
Cool, what was in there?
Okay, the crystal heart's in the bag, I think.
The Crystal Heart's in the bag! Tamara has a moment. Arya looks at you in almost disbelief.
Yeah. I pinched it.
She looks to you, Vidridi, and then back to the others, and then back to you, Vidridi. Did you all find the Crystal Heart? You don't mind my asking, where was it that you found it?
Some of the guy had it.
A tall, bronze-like figure?
Tall, not at all handsome, yes.
Okay. The rumors were true then. I don't know how much information you want from me about that, but that matches the description of the person who stole it.
Did you come across the one made of Celestine?
No. Are you searching for somebody made of Celestine?
No. Just that I think they might be also walking the path.
I guess we'll have to keep our eyes peeled. Where is this thief now?
Don't worry about it.
It's none of my concern. If you've got the Crystal Heart, then that's all I'm interested in. We should hurry back.
We're also kind of trying to stop some very bad dudes from like summoning a demon.
Zephy's, right?
Yeah.
I know.
And Zephy's accomplices. Very bad, horrible people. Who would want to be in their genetic line? Terrible.
I'm sure maybe if we do this, we can uncover a bit more information as a result. But please.
Pats you.
She looks at you, Cor,
Hello.
with an earnest look in her face.
Yes.
I know you don't know me, or really have any reason to want to help me. But please. It's our family.
Of
And
course,
as-
I always help people. You can have the crystal heart.
I'll be willing to help you out in any way that I can after this.
I know.
She smiles a bit at that with the way you say it. Tamara just looks
Jade.
nervous.
Jade
Drayden's looking at Jade, yeah.
picks Paul up and walks away. Jade is done. It's over. Strength check.
Virginia, you have interesting friends.
And then some.
It's my
What is a
nature.
little troublemaker?
Change your nature.
I can see that.
Hmm.
Core, do you just hand her the crystal heart?
No, Jade is being carrying him away.
Oh. Okay.
No.
I need that bag. Actually, I only need the one thing. But if I did...
Jade will pause briefly for Druti to ransack.
You're stealing from me.
You're my boy.
That doesn't mean you can steal from me.
You are also Tamar's boyfriend.
Not unless it's written down in like consensual roleplay state.
We said we'd discuss that later. Listen.
That's my bag.
No, but look. I cannot. We're exclusive. Us three. You can.
I wasn't gonna do anything,
But I don't like it if you do that.
but I'm very good at it.
Do it with us.
It's really hard to flirt with you guys, okay?
Are we not
What do you want
charismatic
to-
enough?
Huh? You want me to be more receptive to flirting?
Yes.
Okay. If I'm more receptive to your flirting, will you stop flirting with people?
I don't know.
That makes me upset.
I'm sorry, can we deal with this later? My bag's been stolen.
I'm not that mean.
Judy actually isn't. she... Core objected and she just kind of like waited like, okay, well, if Jade can pass it over.
I put a cord out.
Thank you. Core straightens his wings. They were getting crumpled. You don't need me to give it to you right now. I can just get it out when we're doing the whole summoning the village back, right?
Of course.
Exactly.
By the way, I have a question. It's not really particularly related to anything, but I had an interesting time getting here. You wouldn't happen to know anything about a very large hole in the public library in the Kingdom of Crystal, would you?
What just happened?
What did you do? What happened?
You just rewatch it, Thomas. Go back and rewatch that moment. I can't
Moving on.
explain it.
Yeah. Keep going.
You guys are an enigma.
No, what? What just happened?
Okay,
Nothing.
anyway. She mentions...
Rewatch it very closely.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Paul, do you know anything about
Look at
that?
that unscrupulous look on you.
About what?
About what? Again?
A very large hole. Paul. Do you know anything about a very large hole?
I'm gonna
That's it.
cancel this campaign. This campaign was a mistake.
Wait, is that what it was about?
Is that what you guys are laughing at? You guys are like,
okay.
you guys are toddlers. Oh my goodness. Absolute children. Shaking my SMH.
I don't know anything about a very large hole.
You know what?
Wait,
Forget I asked.
I just got very confused. They were laughing and I just...
Virtuity, I'm going to have to defer to you.
What was even the question?
It's
Teresa, the
it's
question was, do you know
not
anything
relevant, nor is it important.
I really don't understand. Like what is the context for the question? Like
She
I get
found
that there is.
She found the teleportation circle to this place there. In the library,
Wait.
where you guys were at that shrine. The big hole was there from when you guys blasted in and blasted out and left it like that.
Wait, what library did we destroy?
You didn't destroy a library. There was an archive that you went to.
Okay.
You were exploring through there, looking for Core's parents and stuff like that. You found a hidden area.
Okay, right, yeah.
And eventually
they-
blasted a hole in there and left it. So there's an archive there, and there's just a whole book strewn about. She found that in the Kingdom of Crystal when she returned, entered that. This is you're piecing this all together in your mind, so I'm explaining it this way. This is like
Thank you.
And she found the teleportation circle to Forheller Atoll there. Which is why she was asking about whether or not you would know anything about that, because it seemed sus. And for Judy, those pieces, that would click together for you, and you'd understand. But
Right, the hidden room that is behind the destruction. Yeah, we did not fix that.
Oh, okay, okay. Right. Well, anyway, we should probably make our way back.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any fast way of making your way back to the Kingdom of Crystal, but I have a way. But I need somebody who's able to draw magic circles. I'm not able to do them myself.
Well, we have Valentina.
She thinks to herself for just a moment. Any relation to this Lady Valentine in the letter?
Yes, you might be in charge of babysitting her for a little while.
Right. Is there any reason she's going under a different name? Are you hiding her from Zephyrs?
Core can do it.
Suppose so.
Corbin,
Oh.
do what?
Core can cast the circle as well.
Ooh, okay. You can draw the runes. Alright.
Did
Cor?
you just forget that I am a brilliant, intelligent wizard?
Arya doesn't
Do
know
I-
that. And
Brilliant.
Tamar is Tamar. You think he knows about magic circles?
Usually.
I mean,
I have a way of getting back there quickly if we need to. And Cor, she'll walk up to you and hand you a small note. And it looks like it's got a drawing of a magic circle on there. Fairly simple looking one. And you can choose to Arcana check it or not. But she's claiming that it'll help get you back to the Kingdom of Crystal.
23.
23. With your Arcana check, if that's what you're using to check it.
Yeah.
Okay, you can tell fairly easily what this is. There was a very big magic circle that you remember hearing about in the Kingdom of Crystal. That's, at that point, was connected to the plane of water. However, that's a type of magical circle which is like a hub. You can kind of create one of these small magic circles anywhere to teleport right to that magic circle there. You'll have to enter a sort of like queue if there's a lot of people trying to teleport there at once, but you can teleport to that hub very, very easily. From almost anywhere, as long as you can find a flat surface to draw this magic circle on and light it aflame and pump it with magic.
But, like, weren't we just there? And didn't we come here to, like, fight Zephyrs?
Well, that, and she points to the bag, that magic heart that you're carrying with you
Yes. My magic card.
doesn't really exude much magical energy relative to how much it would if it was on its podium.
So, you want us to leave for Hella Atoll?
I know a
But
way
they're
we can
gonna-
back. We can get back here if you need to, but we'll teleport. And she looks over there to the distant center of the water pool. The only issue is that I think there's a spot in the sky that seems to be a point that we can teleport back to.
Well, you'll need to wait because I haven't prepared teleportation.
Well, we have a day then
We have a day.
I mean,
to ourselves.
arguably, you and Valentina could go back on your own, and we could continue here.
Of course. But that's only if Cor wishes to part with the stone.
I do not.
In which case, at least Cor has to come along as well.
What's another 24 hours on this island? Anything could happen.
Honestly, I don't mind if you wish to take it back or do whatever you will, but I would just really like to cast that magic spell.
Of course.
If it's 24 hours you wish to wait, then I'm happy to oblige. I don't have much
Enough
choice
time
in the
for
matter.
fish barbecue.
And conversations.
And conversations about what? Your sadness.
Also, we need to address Jade plops the body he's been carrying of Bronze on the ground.
Yeah. We
Aren't
can
you going to address that?
We got the body to stop that happening.
Oh. It would just make transporting him a lot easier, though.
No.
Moving on.
Arya just looks back at you, Vidridi, at this point. With a sort of like, can I trust these individuals look on her face? Looking to you for reassurance in a sort of way. She does seem to, but she knows that you know them much better than she does, and she defers to you a little bit here. You can tell that much from just her gaze.
So wait, sorry. What is the problem with not going today? Yes,
Cool.
I know that you cannot cast the spell today, but we have someone else who can. We could simply.
Cool.
I mean, if you don't want me to do it, then sure.
It is more about getting things done before it can be.
I see. I'm not productive enough for you guys.
Well, Cora, at the
Understand.
very least, if it is backed to for Herald Toll that you wish to return, then
No one that's
saving your teleportation so that you can use it to return back here is also a potential advantage of doing it this way.
Yes.
If it is here that you wish to return to.
You can teleport us back so we can still see your amazing power.
Yeah, I know. I am holding back on my amazing power, so you guys don't feel too intimidated.
Shall we?
Up to you. We
I,
shall.
I think that sounds like a good plan, if we were to do it that way. Now, where is this magical Valentina that you speak of?
Valentina, Dritty, says at normal volume.
Where are you guys? You are all kind of at the shore at the moment. This has all been taking place. Valentina at this point looks like she's a bit further away. It's hard to say exactly where she is. Now, Vidridi, are you trying to call out her name to get her to come towards you?
Yeah, but she says that at regular volume, very similar to Jade.
Okay.
Yes! It's the best way! It's a nice character.
You wait for a moment, and she does not seem to approach from afar.
Okay, I have an idea. Dritty takes she makes a flower, and she druid crafts a flower, and then she uses that kind of little wind effect to blow it over to Valentina to get her attention.
Okay. I think as you do that, Arya sort of has this smile that she hasn't had on her face up until this point. An unreserved one, as she witnesses you do druidcraft again for the first time in what feels like quite a long time. And she watches the flower. What kind of a flower is it, out of curiosity?
It's like a daisy.
Okay. She watches the daisy float through the light breeze all the way over to the burnt remains of the tavern. And it hits Valentina right in the face. And she notices you from all the way across the way. She looks in your direction.
Also, seeing Arya grinning at her, she just kind of druid crafts another little puff of wind just right in her face.
She now, I think Arya has a little bit of druidcraft of her own as well.
She do.
I think she would also kind of give you a light breeze kind of around your neck to give you a sort of a tickle. In an almost uncomfortable way. As a sort of a short revenge. But as the short amount of time passes that it takes Valentina to walk over to you, she looks at you, Vidridi. Hello? Who is this?
Older sister.
Older sister. Okay. Did you need me for anything? I saw the flower that you flew over. It hit me in the eye.
It's harmless. Also, you can eat it.
Oh, okay. Oh, tastes flowery. Thank you. Nice morning snack. I'm Neff. I need to...
Suddenly, Nat has appeared. in the
Oh
game.
no! Every character is the
Suddenly,
same.
Neff.
I
Wait, no,
am.
it's Neffel.
Once your natural state is just Neth, and you have to embrace it.
Oh! Hi guys, I ate the flower.
You know, Emma and I rewatched a really old DC game
Mhm.
like 2 days ago. Neff used to be sensible.
I know.
Yeah,
right?
but
Yeah.
then look, she's been made to do really dumb things. I feel like every time
Yeah.
now it's like a roll a perception check. Whoa! Neff got hit by a dart. She just kind of the universe is out to get her a little bit, but she's gone through a lot. She's died a few times. That'll kind of rattle a person's brain a little bit, like a protein
Yeah.
shake.
She was the one who convinced Laurent to let Ulster out of the locket when he kidnapped him.
Was that the one that you rewatched?
Yeah.
She loves you guys. She cares about you.
Wow. We they love her too. We were watching it to remember how Ulster and Saraza used to not get along.
Ah, okay, okay. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of getting along,
Getting along.
Valentina's there and ready. Now, Core, you have the instructions for that teleportation circle. Do you give them to Valentina, who's there?
Fine. Do your best. Flicks the instructions at her.
Oh, I can make this!
Mhm.
And she rushes back to get some of her stuff, and then rushes back towards you again, and starts putting down. A bit further away from the sand, where the kind of dirt begins, she begins kind of pouring some sort of salt-like substance in the shape of the teleportation circle on the piece of paper. Can anyone set fire to this?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to try?
You want to leave right now?
Well, it's... The teleportation
Is there a
circle will
reason why
last
not?
for, it'll last for about an hour.
Cool.
Or if it's used, it'll disappear.
I light a spark on my finger and draw it across the top of the salt.
As you do, it all catches light, and the flames kind of quickly make this ring, and zoom, there's this sort of blue, almost like magical aura that kind of beams off the circle as the fire dissipates, and the glowing runes are left in the ground, emanating this sort of warm magical energy and this sort of mist coming off of the teleportation circle. It looks very much like the one that you used to travel here, although it's using kind of different runes, and it looks a bit more simple. This one connects directly, or so you think. So you've been told. And I was gonna say Ulster. Core, you've checked.
It's not here.
Look, my mind is. I thought of Neff, and then I was thinking of Sarazar.
Not for 2 days.
Over 2 days. True. I'm sure I'll tune for
If
you for that.
you could take a peek into the conversations Emma and I have been having about this.
You would not be able to fathom anything.
Well, the teleportation circle is ready before you. Now, the people here who are here are. It's up to you to decide if you want to go now or however you want to do this, but this links directly back to the Kingdom of Crystal itself.
Let's go.
I think it's good. I think it's time to go. Jade wraps the body of bronze kind of tightly around himself and just kind of like hobbles through.
Lovely.
And also, I'll bring the session. If this is a good point, I'll bring it to a close here now because I can't go on too much longer. But I hope you don't mind. As you all step in to the light emanating from the ground beneath you, the teleportation circle does its magic and activates as all of you, plus Valentina and Tamar, step into the circle. None of the other NPCs are coming with you. It looks like Cloud in the distance can see what's going on, and he just sort of has this look of understanding. Yes.
Alaria's coming, right?
Alaria is not there with you. If you'd like
Oh, Core would get Alaria, sorry. That was an oversight.
Okay. So we'll rewind a tiny bit. Right before you cast the spark, is there any way you'd like to go get Alaria for you?
Mom!
She
He
pokes her
yells
head out.
really loud.
Yes, dear.
We're leaving.
Where to?
I don't know.
Hold on, I'll get changed.
She was in one of those widower like fluffy robes. up
Exactly.
above.
Yeah, 100%. She steps out in a fashionable gear, handbag as well,
Oh my
and
gosh,
she's
it's
ready
like-
to come along. Alaria, the powerful wizard comes along with you, and all of you are teleported away. As the light sort of envelops you, you feel a sort of warm sensation as you're kind of shrouded in this sort of magical blanket that is this teleportation circle. You are completely engulfed. And you feel a giant dispersion of magical energy and cool air as you feel yourself in a different sort of environment. The saltiness of the air that you got quite used to before is now very noticeably gone and absent from the air, as you're filled with much more of a fresh, sort of a minty, foresty-like smell. You're greeted by the visage of the huge Kingdom of Crystal before you, now a lot more populated than before, although with still some people missing. It seems like not completely populated. You see a lot of people in army gear walking around the city. You see it before you. You have arrived. And you are safe and sound. You're all here. Ready to do the unthinkable. And I think here's where we'll put a bookmark in it if you're okay with that.
Yeah.
And we'll continue on next time on a Shiny Boys session 59 at the Kingdom of Crystal, ready to do a big magic. Who knows what's gonna happen? Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to tell you something in chat later.
Sweet.
So I don't forget it. It just doesn't need to be this, isn't it?
Okay, all good. If you watched this point in the stream, lots of love. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate all of you for being here, for the fun. Thank you to you wonderful players for making it to this weird, wonky, kind of strange time. It's fun. I can see the sun coming up now. It's like becoming. You can see the reflection here, like in my blinds in here of the daytime kind of breaking right now. But it's good. Appreciate you being here. Lots of love. We'll be back soon. 2 weeks from now, roughly. Date yet to be confirmed for Shiny Boys, but we'll discuss all of that soon. So stay tuned for that. And with that, I'll leave it there. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.